Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Please remain with me for the next 10 to 15 minutes. It isn't long, as I highlight the latest news events and provide commentary for February 8, 2026, regarding local, regional, and international security and political updates. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, the right direction. Police deployed to schools as government prioritizes student safety. In a decisive move to protect Trinidad and Tobago students, police officers were stationed in schools nationwide. Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlett reaffirmed the government's zero-tolerance policy on school violence, emphasizing that the initiative aims to create safe, secure learning environments where students can thrive. My response? Even though there's need for really significant reform to take place in the TTPS, I continue to believe that placing police officers in our nation's schools was and still is the right decision.
The deployment plan is as follows. 2 police officers will be stationed in 50 secondary schools identified as priority institutions. 10 other secondary schools and 10 primary schools will benefit from dedicated police patrols to ensure consistent coverage and rapid response.
Guyana's Prime Minister Brigadier Mark Phillips on Friday told the National Assembly that Budget 2026 is designed to benefit all Guyanese, regardless of their political affiliations. Prime Minister Phillips underscored major investments in energy, digital connectivity, and disaster preparedness, highlighting what he described as the government's continued focus on development that benefits all Guyanese. Typical of the Irfan Ali administration, they genuinely seek to serve the citizens of all their citizens in that country. Presenting his capacity as Prime Minister with responsibility for several key sectors, Prime Minister Phillips said his office oversees areas including disaster preparedness, energy, ICT connectivity, and public communications, noting that these sectors are central to Guyana's transformation. A significant portion of the Prime Minister's presentation focused on the landmark gas to energy project at Wales, which he described as the most consequential investment undertaken by this government, the PPP Civic Political Party led by Irfan Ali, aimed at transforming Guyana's economic foundation, and it already is quite successful. He reported that construction has advanced steadily, with key infrastructure already installed, including turbines, transformers, and major structural works. According to Phillips, the project is expected to deliver reliable, low-cost electricity by the last quarter of 2026, people. That's right there. Cummings Lodge has been hailed as a model of modern community development following the transformation of 700 acres of swamp and forest lands into what is now a vibrant residential community and commercial space. Speaking from the balcony of a young beneficiary's home on Friday, President Dr. Irfan Ali, the best leader that we have in the Caribbean region, during the first episode of Tea on the Terrace, said the government's investment in housing development has seen hundreds of families now owning their own homes in the area, many for the first time. This, he said, speaks directly to efforts to promote empowerment, upliftment, and dignity for all Guyanese. The National Works Agency in Jamaica will on Monday, February 9th, commence works along Swallowfield Road in St. Andrew. Manager Communication and Customer Services at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, says that the road is among a list of 3 corridors in the Swallowfield community that will be rehabilitated under the Shared Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement to our Road Network program. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining will implement a $100 million large-scale recovery program for banana and plantain farmers after Hurricane Melissa wiped out the country's commercial crop during its passage on October 28. The program will be implemented by the Banana Board and the Rural Agricultural Development Authority is expected to assist approximately 5,000 banana and plantain farmers and rehabilitate more than 2,500 hectares of damaged farms. The recovery process continues to take place in Jamaica slowly but surely, and I hope that leaders throughout the Caribbean continue to contribute. Help be your brother's keeper, the world by extension. The interesting facts segment, when 19-year-old Drew Hernandez learned that his 89-year-old grandmother, Katie Relian, had never actually attended a prom when she was younger, he knew he had to do something special to make up for the lost time. Instead of looking for a date amongst his classmates, Drew decided to ask the most important woman in his life to accompany him to his own senior prom. He even went the extra mile by approaching his high school principal to get special permission to bring a guest who was several decades older than the typical student. Isn't that a wonderful story and a true life story to be highlighted here? Closing off now with a travel segment, the old city of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is definitely a place I would want to visit. It is a 1 square kilometer walled UNESCO World Heritage Site representing the historic spiritual heart of Judaism and Christianity. It features 220 plus monuments, narrow cobblestone alleyways, and vibrant souks. Key must-see sites include the Western Wall, which is the holiest site for prayer in Judaism, along with Cardo, ancient Roman street, and Herva Synagogue. For Christians, there's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Dome of the Rock. The old city is surrounded by walls with 7 open gates, such as Jaffa Gate, Damascus Gate, and Zion Gate. Best time to visit, April to May, or September to October, for cooler weather and fewer crowds. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.